Hello, hello. Number one, no support. You just got your keyboard. You're really excited. You want to play and you start dibble dabbling. I get it. That's cool. But we're not sure of a learning toolbox, a metronome. Use a metronome app, method books. Maybe you could take some lessons if you can afford it, but you have to have some sort of plan. So here's the solution. One, join a group, join a few groups. There's many different ways you can do that on the internet. Read newsletters. And this channel that I have, Grassroots Piano, we're going to start up a newsletter weekly so you can get some tips and also hear about what other students are saying. And by the way, thank you for clicking on this video. I'm Jim. Welcome to Grassroots Piano. I have been teaching not for one, not for two, but over 3 decades. I think about 33 years. I love working with adults and older adults. I have worked with any age group, just about you name it. But I have really enjoyed my journey as a teacher, working with adults and older adults. That's what I specialize in. That's why I'm here. All right. So every mistake that I'm going to talk about, it's coming from my mind from previous years before YouTube or what's happening now. And I'm just going to dive in a few. The video would be way too long if I kept going. So I'm just going to give some bigger ones. It's more on the beginner level. All right. So number two here is, this is a real talk. And I fit in this category, maybe not for music, but for other things, stubborn. So being stubborn has its maybe strengths, but not in this conversation. Stubborn means you only want to do it this way. This is how you want to do it. You want to learn the song. You don't know why you have to do all these scales and these little method book exercises. What happens is you're just going to run out of gas. You're not going to have the endurance to understand what's happening. And I've had even people debate me on this, like, well, Jim, I got this piece down. It's pretty cool. It might have taken, 7 months, but I got it down. And then I lean in a little bit and I say, well, what do you mean you got it down? I have the notes down, and they'll play and I can just see that they've memorized a pattern, which is great, but that's not music. We're memorizing just movements. So we're not aware of phrasing, pedaling, dynamics, rhythms, internalization, telling a story, all those beautiful things. But if I see a learner that's still motivated, excellent. So one of the solutions in being stubborn might be to take a break, look within. Find a friend, a family member, whomever that might be similar age, and they're taking a lesson or they've played an instrument, whether it's guitar, piano, it doesn't matter. But ask them on how they started and what was their benefit. That is super important. And as I said, I think, looking at my sheet as always, solution, again, community building, reaching different forums, asking questions. And then this brings me to number 3. All right, here's a big one. I have some real examples that just happened about a week ago. YouTube learning. And here I am on YouTube. It's kind of crazy. But what I mean by this is that there's so many wonderful educators on YouTube, wonderful teachers of piano and so forth, wonderful piano players. Amazing. We have, it's kind of too much. So what happens is we get excited. Some will click on this video because I might show more rhythm pattern, but once they see me doing this, they're just going to dive somewhere else. The bad news is you are not building any kind of layering if you decide to go from just one video to another. And I've had students say, well, that's fun. That's what I like to do. Fine, but watch what happens in X many months. Why can't I learn this? When we just keep shortchanging and jumping around, we're not learning a foundation. And I know this sounds simple, but it's not our fault. The internet is huge. There's so much out there. So one of the things I want to say before a solution, one of my students who did purchase my course, and the course is very into note reading, understanding the keys, how to look at the music and play. And I get into that deeply because that's really hard. But this student reached out to me and said, from one video to the next on YouTube, I just get so lost and frustrated. And this person is very educated. They're an educator, so they do understand about curriculum and design. And that's not for everybody, but one thing is for everyone. Everyone deserves success and everyone deserves to learn correctly. And everyone does learn differently. So one of the solutions is, I said learn a lot, but one of the solutions is you need to make sure you're patient and you need to slow it down and lean in and have some sort of plan. So this kind of goes to number 4. And that is the 2 C's, commitment and consistency. 10 minutes a day. We as a society are too busy. In fact, I think I'm more productive when I'm a little less busy or I just get my nap in or what have you. Commitment and consistency. It's okay. We're going to miss a day. Some weeks are going to be worse than others, but just 10 minutes a day, you can do that. You're golden. One of my students right now, an adult student, do 5 minutes in the morning if you can, and then 5 minutes in the afternoon, because you're really layering the learning, not just you, but the brain's going to be thankful, as well as the hands and the fingers and all that. And that's some of the stuff I do when I do some teaching, and I kind of connect with learners in that way. And that's what I'm also doing right now, because I don't like just saying, hey, here's this course and just buy it and you're on your own. I really like to lean in and see how they're doing, because it's important to me. It's important that they learn correctly. So commitment and consistency. So 5, I had a lot of other ones to say, and I might just do a quick recap, but 5 is the 2 Ps: practice, patience. So we need to slow things down when we're playing. We really need to understand that it's going to be baby steps. And I think, and I feel this way when I'm working on languages, and I apply my music knowledge here. We don't feel like we're improving, especially when we work on notes. That's why note learning is not that popular on the internet and YouTube, because it's very slow and grueling. So everyone wants a quick hack, a quick fix. And really what it is you're going to learn a cool pattern, and that's about it. If you're lucky, it might give you some other realms. But when I say learning notes, that doesn't mean you're going to have to do that for the next years. It just means to do a little bit now so you can get going in the future. And if you do that, one of the solutions is the commitment and consistency. Only you can do it. Only you can really come to truth with being patient. So as I quickly look here, small goals. Have a journal. I have that practice guide. You can check that out. I got links and all that stuff. But if anything, be patient, write down what you would like to do. And a lot of my learners want to play some holiday songs. And this is a great time of year to get a bass, so you'll be able to do that. When we talk about curriculum and design, just think about what goals you want. I know some people, and I'll leave you with this, they just want to play piano for fun, but then they get upset. They're upset that they can't read the notes. They're upset because this is too hard. My hands aren't working. The reason is the tools. You're probably not slowing down. You're probably not maybe following a method book from beginning to end, but reach out to me. I get emails. If you can't take a lesson or a course, still reach out. I'm more than happy to give some advice. One of the things I like to say is simplify. If you're on the bench playing, you're doing great. And that's what matters. And if you want to learn more, there's some great comments in these videos that YouTube is recommending. Until next time, keep playing. I wish everyone well. Bye-bye.